All right, let's talk about the Pavement Princess. You know the one, that massive six-figure pickup truck that, let's be honest, probably never sees a speck of mud. It's become this huge symbol of power, of capability, but it's also a massive financial trap. So in this explainer, we're gonna run the real numbers and find out what that feeling of power really costs you.
Okay, just picture this for a second. You're sitting there at a red light, high above everyone else, wrapped in that new leather smell. The dashboard is all lit up. I mean, the truck feels like a suit of armor, right? It's this image of success and ruggedness that, by the way, has been carefully crafted by billions of dollars in advertising. So let's just cut right to the chase. Beyond the image, beyond that feeling of power, what is the cold, hard price tag? As we're about to see, the answer is so much more than what's on the sticker. And believe me, it costs you way more than just money.
Okay, so let's get into the numbers. You know, the ones the dealer doesn't exactly highlight in their glossy brochures. We're gonna build out the full financial picture here, piece by painful piece, to show you what the true monthly burden of one of these luxury trucks really is. Now, this is the number the salesperson wants you to lock onto, $1,247 a month. Yeah, it's a big number, for sure, but it's carefully designed to sound, well, manageable. They want you to fixate on this single figure when you sign on the dotted line. But trust me, it's just the tip of the iceberg. And here's the trick. Here's how they make that payment seem manageable. They stretch it out over 84 months. Just let that sink in for a second. That is 7 full years. You're gonna be making payments on this truck for longer than a lot of marriages last. And now, here's where it gets really interesting, because the costs just keep stacking up. That $1,247 payment, that's just the starting line. When you add in the extra fuel for its, 15 miles per gallon, the higher insurance premium on a $90,000 asset, those crazy expensive all-terrain tires, plus the scaled-up maintenance and the value-based taxes, you're not paying $1,200 a month. You're actually paying over $1,700 every single month. And here it is, the bottom line. The truck's true monthly cost is more than double that of a perfectly sensible, boring sedan. That is an extra $900 just flying out of your bank account every single month. And, well, that monthly difference adds up fast. Over that 7-year loan, choosing the truck costs you an extra $73,836. Now, to put that in perspective for you, that is a down payment on a house. That's seed money for a business. That's a full college education for your kid. But honestly, this is where the math gets truly painful. Because it's not just about the money you're spending, it's about the wealth you're not building. There's a name for this. It's called opportunity cost, and it is by far the most expensive part of the whole Pavement Princess trap. So what if you had invested that difference, that $879 a month, into a simple S&P 500 index fund? Well, after 7 years, you wouldn't have a depreciated truck worth half of what you paid. You'd have over $95,000. You'd have actual financial freedom, not just the appearance of it sitting in your driveway. You see, a decision like this isn't just about your car budget. A payment this huge acts like a financial black hole, and it literally warps your entire financial life around it. Let's look at the real-world consequences here, beyond just the dollars and cents. So you're thinking of buying a home someday. Well, that truck payment is probably your single biggest obstacle. See, lenders look at something called your debt-to-income ratio, or DTI, to decide how much they'll lend you. On a median salary, this one truck payment can eat up over a quarter of your total borrowing power. It could literally lock you out of the housing market. And the sacrifices, they don't stop there. It's the vacation with your friends you have to say no to. It's the fact that you can't build an emergency fund because there's just nothing left at the end of the month. It's being handcuffed to a job you might even hate because you absolutely cannot risk missing that massive payment. And of course, it's the constant low-level financial strain that this puts on your relationships. This quote just sums it up perfectly, doesn't it? The initial thrill of owning that big new truck, it fades. It fades fast. It's a psychological thing called hedonic adaptation. But the payment? That arrives like clockwork, every month, a constant source of stress. You've essentially traded a temporary emotional high for permanent financial anxiety. Now look, I know what some of you are probably thinking. There have to be justifications, right? Practical reasons for owning a truck like this? So let's put those common arguments head to head with the cold, hard financial reality. Okay, first up is the big one, the resale value myth. And yeah, it's true, trucks depreciate at a slower percentage rate. But you gotta look at the absolute dollars lost. A 40% loss on a $90,000 truck is $36,000 gone from your pocket. A 55% loss on a $28,000 sedan is just over 15 grand. You still lose more than double the actual cash on the truck. It's not even close. Then there's the whole utility argument. I need it to haul things. But let's be honest with ourselves. How often are you really hauling something big? For the average owner, it's maybe, 6 times a year? You could rent a U-Haul for $30 for every single one of those trips, and you would save yourself over $70,000. You're not paying for utility, you're paying for the costume of utility.
So what is really going on here? Well, economics actually has a term for this. It's called a Veblen good. It's basically a luxury item where the demand for it goes up as the price goes up, because owning it sends a public signal about your status. You're not buying transportation, you're buying a billboard that screams, hey, look at me, I can afford this payment, even when maybe you really can't. All right, so we've established the problem. It's a financial prison disguised as a tough-looking vehicle. But here's the good news, there is an escape plan. Let's talk about how you can choose real financial freedom over just a facade of capability.
And the plan is actually pretty straightforward. First, you've got to stop the bleeding, sell the truck. Even if you take a financial hit right now, it will be so much less than the hit you'll take over the next 5 years. Second, buy a boring, reliable 3-year-old used car. Third, if you have to finance, do it for 36 months max, not 84. And finally, number 4, take that huge monthly saving and put it toward things that actually build your life. Investments, experiences, and most importantly, peace of mind.
This is so important to remember the next time you set foot in a dealership. The entire sales process, it's designed to weaponize your insecurities and lock you into a long-term payment. They have built an entire empire on convincing you that you're just not enough without their overpriced machinery.
So at the end of the day, it all really comes down to this one question. Real wealth isn't about the size of your truck. It's about the size of your freedom, the size of your options in life. The math is undeniable. The choice is yours. Are you building a life of actual wealth, or are you just parking an expensive illusion in your driveway?